So straight bowing is at the basis of all bow technique. Well, straight bowing and a great bow grip, I should say. So here are all my favorite ways to get that bow straight. You can use these to work on straightening the bow, and you can use them to work on your bow drift as well. Drift is, drifting through the lanes, our contact point, unintentionally. Tip 1, convex mirror. The great thing about convex mirrors is you can take them anywhere, and it gives you a big field of vision. Tip 2, straws. One of the best and cheapest options is straws. Here's my little straw device. I don't know, 2 cents maybe total. And here's how I use it. Right, I'm just going to guide the bow along the straws, either on the fingerboard end, or if you want to play close to the bridge, on that end. And I just make sure that my bow stays lined up here. Here's how you make them. Real easy, you just cut some straws. You're going to have, it's trial and error, a couple inches. Then you're going to splice them together in the middle. And then you wedge them into your F-holes. They may fit into the exact circles, or you may have to play around to get them just right. Make sure you have enough height above to actually be able to hear your sound, and use them to warm up to straighten your bow. Tip 3, video delay. Consider installing a video delay app. There are lots of them out there to see what you're really doing while you're practicing. So at any point, I can turn over around and see what I just played. Tip 4, connect the dots. Okay, let's play a little game of connect the dots. Use your mirror, line up the bow at the frog, hop, middle, hop, tip, back to the middle, back to the frog before you connect all the dots. Keep in mind that different parts of the arm are responsible for keeping the bow in its track. Here it's the upper arm. Here it's mostly forearm, right? So the bicep is pretty much still. And here, for most people, the arm actually has to come forward slightly to stay in the track. So I find it helpful just to isolate the dots and then connect the dots. Tip 5, fix your fiddle. If you're really struggling to straighten your bow, especially in a certain region of the bow, consider changing the angle of your fiddle. So for example, tall people often will have their violin way out here because their arms are long and they can easily reach the tip in a straight fashion. If you're shorter, that's going to make you crooked, or it's going to make you sort of feel like you have to hyperextend to get straight. So consider moving it in. At the same time, let's talk about the frog. If you feel like you're constantly, bowing with your tip behind your ear, if that's a constant problem, and it feels uncomfortable to straighten it, think about bringing the violin into an angle where your arm is going to feel comfortable. So it might not be a bow problem, it might be a fiddle problem. Tip 6, one direction at a time. I think it's so much easier to just straighten one direction at a time. Do your down bows on Mondays, for example. Look in the mirror and make sure your retakes are also in the plane, the imaginary plane. I don't know, on Tuesdays, maybe do up bows. Just straighten those. Line up in the mirror again. And then make sure you can, again, retake in your imaginary plane. And then finally put them together. And see if you can straighten your bow. Tip 7, tandem bowing. So for this one, you'll want a partner, and my student Tara Lynn has joined me to demo. Basically what we're going to do is I'm going to take the bow, I'm going to line it up exactly parallel between fingerboard and bridge. I'm going to hold it by the screw, and then you can just run your fingers along the bow, kind of trace it, if you will. Yeah, let's do that a few times. Keep going. This teaches your arm how it's going to feel when you're bowing straight. Perfect. Okay? And it's just a great way to get that feeling into your arm. Tip 8, toilet paper tube. All right, it's time for another partner exercise. Thank you, Tara Lynn, for helping. Toilet paper tube will do, or even better yet, something longer from paper towels. I'm going to come around, I'm going to line up the bow straight, and let's start by bowing at the tip. Good. And how about the middle? And frog. Good. All the way to the frog. Yeah, there you go. Good. 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 Perfect. Does that make sense? Does it help you a little bit feel where you need to be?
Yeah.
Awesome. Tip 9, slow-mo analysis. It pays to get really scientific with your bow straightening issue. Videotape yourself on your phone or your tablet, whatever is easy, and then go back and look through the footage in slow motion, or you can even scrub back and forth to see exactly what are you doing at the frog. How's your middle? How's your tip lining up? Tip 10, bowing upside down. Okay, this little trick I learned from a student, and I'm not sure why it works, but it does work. Take your bow, flip it upside down, hold it at the tip, and bow. It's not the best sound. You can use a mirror. You probably don't need to. I don't know why, but the bow is a lot easier to hold if it's straight. When you go crooked, all the weight falls over, and so you'll not be tempted to do that. So spend, I don't know, 60 seconds every day bowing upside down.